All right, welcome, guys. Welcome to another lesson. Today, we'll be going over the levels of organization, and this is after the organism. So, if you guys recall, we did levels of organization before, but we did from atom to molecule to cell to tissue organ to organ system to organism. Well, this will be what happens after that. So now we have population, community, ecosystem, and biome. We're not going to really focus on the biome. The biome is something that you'll learn in high school. Today's focus is actually going to be on population, community, and ecosystem. Those are the things that you're going to have to remember. So, in your notebooks, please record down those three, as those are going to be the important differentiating factors that you'll need for eighth grade. So, first up, we have populations. Populations are when you have a group of organisms that are from the same species that live in the same area and also breed. Okay. So, all three of those things are important. They have to be the same species, they have to be in the same area, and they have to be a breeding population, which means that they actually make children with each other. So, a zoo wouldn't, if they're not actually reproducing, does not necessarily count as a population size. However, the number of wolves in New York would be, as they are the same species and they live in the same area, right? Um, Now, the number of wolves compared to the number of wolves in, say, Nevada, not necessarily a population. However, you can consider the entire United States as being in the same area. So, depending on what your area is, you'll have a different population size. Now, individual versus population, obviously, we're not talking about one organism, we're talking about the entire group here. So, population will be many organisms that live in one area. So, individual versus the population. Next up, we have the community, which is a group of interacting species. So, that means the plants and the animals as they actually interact in their environment in the same location. Now, it doesn't matter what these interactions are. It's just the fact that they are somewhere close to each other and they can interact with each other. Uh, Now, this is every single living species in that ecosystem. So it could be all the plants and all the animals, all the bacteria, all of them that interact in that environment. That'd be known as a community. So population would be one species, one group, and then a community would be all of the varied species within an ecosystem and how they interact. Now, it's not just animals, it is also plants, it is also bacteria. It's all living things that are inside that ecosystem, and those are considered to be a community. And then finally, you have an ecosystem, which is the living and the non living components of an environment and how they interact. So, this is now including the, the weather, the temperature, the abiotic factors such as water, the environment around them, such as the mountains, stuff like that. Now interacting with those living things, and that changes how the populations will actually live and survive. Um, so when you say ecosystem, now you're considering all of the components. Now you have all these varied organisms and how they interact with the environment around them, and that's when you consider it an ecosystem. So community, the all the different species in the area. Ecosystem, how all those different species in the area interact with the environment around them. So, and that's it. So levels of organization now as we have it should go from atom to molecule to tissue to organ system, organism, population, community, ecosystem, biome, and then biosphere. But we're not going to learn biome and biosphere. You'll learn those in high school. Today, you should have learned the difference between an individual and a population is that an individual is one, a population is many of the same species living in an area, while community is many populations of a species living in an area. And then finally, ecosystem would be all of the varied populations of different species interacting with their environment. Right? Hope you guys enjoyed. Here's a brief summary. So if you guys want to look at this and write down the notes as we go through, here are some examples of all three. I'll pause this here for a few minutes while you guys go through. And if you choose to write something down as some examples, you can. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.